Hello gamers, this is John, host of Video Games in the World, and welcome back to Star Wars Rogue Squadron for the PC. So our next mission is the Jade Moon. Also, last time we gained a new ally, Lieutenant Kasan Moor. Lieutenant Kasan Moor was, in the Legends canon, Lieutenant Kasan Moor was an Imperial officer who flew TIE Interceptors for the Emperor and joined the Academy at a very young age. She flew TIE Interceptors for the Emperor and was the leader of the dreaded 128th TIE Interceptor Squadron. She was loyal to the Emperor, but after the Death Star destroyed her home planet of Alderaan, her feelings began to change. And on the events in Gerard 5, she decided to defect and join the Rebel Alliance. An ace pilot, definitely one of the best. And also, she's going to give him some info of hidden Imperial strongholds in order to take the fight against the Imperials. And because of Kasan, the tide of the war will be turned. So, the Jade Moon in the Legends canon in this game, its region is in the colonies and located in the Lorenar system. Its primary terrain is rocky, a major construction facility for the Lorenar Corporation, as well as a supply hub. AT-ATs were built on the moon for the Galactic Empire.
This is the Jade Moon. There's an Imperial storage base nearby. It's an inventory hub for the local bases in the system. General Madine and his ground troops should find plenty of supplies in the base, as long as we can knock out the shield generator. It's located at the end of a canyon rift somewhere nearby.
Later, the moon was used under New Republic jurisdiction, and Leia Organa Solo toured its facilities.
Private channel, go ahead. Luke, how do we know Kasan isn't leading us right into a trap? Not now, Wedge.
Yeah. Now, I remember reviewing the graphic novel Princess Leia by Mark Waid, which took place shortly after the destruction of the Death Star during the Battle of Yavin, in which they had to leave the Yavin base because the Empire was going to be on their tail. The destruction of the Death Star crippled the Empire for a moment. And also, Leia befriends a woman called Evan Verlaine, who is also an Alderanian. It was sad how Alderaan was destroyed. Dude, a lot of stuff were decanonized by Disney. Okay, time to destroy this base right here. And we find here advanced shield technology.
We can't get past the base shield.
Also, I forgot to mention that I found an Easter egg in this game. In the first mission, ambush at Mos Eisley. I found the the escape pod in which R2 and 3PO were in when they landed on Tatooine during the Death Star, during Darth Vader's attack on that Corellian cruiser in that iconic first scene in the original movie.
That was me. I thought I was the best. Hey. Okay, Rogues, we're not done here. Let's clean up the remaining Imperials and go home.
Okay, now let's destroy this missile turret.
Make sure to destroy all Imperial air cover. We can't complete the mission unless the
And destroy all Imperial air cover, indeed. Let's take out those ATPTs. Got it. So, you know, there are interesting stories where Imperial officers betray the Empire to join the Rebel Alliance are pretty interesting, like Kriegsmarine and Kasan Moor, for example. However, in the sequel trilogy by Disney, in The Force Awakens, we all remember how Finn betrayed the First Order and joined with the Resistance. And I still remember that awesome fight scene he had with the stormtrooper who's known as Nines, who said, "Traitor!"
That's all for the Imperial forces.
Form up, team. Let's get back to the ship. Nice work, Kasan.
It feels strange, though, being on the other side. I took their orders for a long time.
I, for one, am glad you're here. You're fighting for your own ideals now.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I only got a silver because I forgot to destroy one enemy. That tank-like thing in near the base.
Kasan Moor's information has once again provided the location of a hidden enemy base responsible for the production of Imperial walkers. Watch out for the ground scanners.
Okay, so now we are headed to the Balmorra system. Its region is the colonies.
Kasan Moor said this is one of many small factories where the Empire
And the border of the core worlds.
This is a straight hit-and-run mission. It's not going to stop them, but it'll cripple them for a little bit. Be sure to destroy their scanning posts first. Also, a squadron of TIEs are out on a test flight, so don't waste any time. They could be back at any moment. Remember, take out those scanners.
It was a factory world that was located within the Balmorra system. It was one of the most important foundry worlds in the Republic space, where some of the most advanced weaponry and battle droids were constantly produced throughout most of the planet's history.
Maintain visual scanning.
Okay. First, you got to destroy those scanners, because if you get too close to one of those scanners, then the base is alerted and the mission will be over. Abort the mission.
Good job, Rogues. They're blind. Now, take out those factories.
Okay, now let's take down those AT-ATs. So then our next objective will be to destroy the AT-ST factory. And finally, the AT-AT factory. It's not going to be easy. Also, we're going to have a bonus item here in this stage. Advanced bombs. For our Y-Wings, of course. Because the next mission, we're going to go on Y-Wings. Heck yeah. Come on, come on. Destroy that transport. Yeah. And destroy that missile turret. And it's a good thing I deflected that missile. Destroy that gas tank.
Sir, we found some advanced bombs.
This is one of the many Star Wars games that doesn't have Darth Vader or the Emperor in it. But still, it's a great game. But Rogue Squadron, it's a damn shame we don't have the sequels of Rogue Squadron on the Steam. That sucks. Whew. Can't even... Stupid turret can't hit nothing. Woo! Alright. Okay, let's take it down. Take out those TIE fighters. What games are you gonna buy this 2020? Me? I'm seriously thinking about buying stuff like I'm thinking of buying a Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy VII the remake, duh, and Resident Evil 3 as well. Okay, so now we're headed to the next canyon in which the AT-AT factory is located. But you gotta watch out, because those AT-ATs, you know how much of a punch their firepowers pack. Whoa, that was close. Watch it, yeah. Alright. Haha. Okay, that's one destroyed, and the other two are next.
Activate harpoon.
However, Rogue Squadron 2 and 3, they take place during the, I believe, during the events of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Cable out. Let her go.
Yeah. That's one down, one to go. Payback time, TIE fighters. Yeah. And that's it. All right.
It sure is nice to take the fight to the Imperials for once. It seems like we're always playing defense. Thanks to Kasan, we may just turn the tide of this war. Now let's head home. I need to paint some TIE fighters on my fuselage.
Silver again. Promoted to captain. Only 5% of accuracy and a few more enemies I had to take down.
Imperial Enclave, a sprawling facility supporting the Empire's navy throughout this sector. Destroy key elements and help break the Empire's hold on the local planets.
Okay, now we're gonna have to go to Kyle 2, a large Imperial enclave known for its earthquakes. Now, the Y-Wings in the Star Wars universe are fighters for the Rebel Alliance. They can bombard and have ion cannons to disable whole ships and other things.
Folks, listen up. Kasan has given us another Imperial military location. It's a large spaceport located at the end of this canyon. We're using Y-Wings because of their greater firepower, but they move like a sleepy hut, so watch it.
Let me rephrase that. The ion cannon can disable ships and other vehicles as well. Or destroy them, of course. They are the best for bombing missions. Now, the Y-Wing is not very fast, but it gets the job done when it comes to bombarding missions. However, they have a strong armor. They're slow, but they can take a beating. Now, the A-Wing is the fastest fighter in the Rebel Alliance, but it's pretty weak when it comes to shields. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And now, time to destroy this base, and then go for the garrisons and the sensor array. Alright, it's bombing time. There we go. Lots of TIE Interceptors, but they're no match for... And Y-Wings are barely a match for TIE Interceptors, because TIE Interceptors are very, very fast. Faster than ordinary TIE fighters.
There's that sensor array. I copy.
Excuse me. Boy, this slow, but it gets the job done. Now, Y-Wings were seen in many battles, such as the Battle of Yavin and the Battle of Endor, if I recall correctly, of course. Oh, don't forget also the Battle of Scarif as well. In the movie Rogue One. God, I love that movie so much. Rogue One. I gotta say that Gareth Edwards did an amazing job with Rogue One. It was awesome. Yes. Okay. Hope I destroy. Okay. Damn, I didn't destroy that? Shucks. Did I destroy that either? Oh, brother. Gonna have to use a combination of my firepower and the ion cannons. Whew. Those stormtroopers really want to take me down. Oh, shucks.
I don't know where they came from. I don't have nav control anymore. Can't hear straight. Main computer offline. Targeting computer offline. We just lost Rogue 7. I can't...
Wedge, no!
Copy, what happened? Wedge made it, but he's gonna be captured for sure. I'm under a lot of fire. Increase speed, full throttle. Hold on, Wedge. Okay, Rogue.
Well, many rebel fighters were captured in old stories. Not to mention also Poe Dameron was captured in The Force Awakens. But he was freed thanks to Finn.
Kyle 2 are now inoperable. Imperial activities are sure to slow down in this sector.
Another silver. Huh, 65 enemies and only needed 4% accuracy, a lot more. It's not easy getting those gold medals at once.
Wedge before the Imperials deliver him to the prison facilities and certain death.
Okay. Okay, so now we are going to Castle to rescue Wedge Antilles. In the Legends canon, the planet of Castle was a potato-shaped planet, but in Solo, a Star Wars story, the planet was circular like any other. And Kessel is a planet where the Millennium Falcon famously beat the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, thanks to Han Solo.
Kessel. It's a mining colony, but the Imperials often keep political prisoners here too. There should be an armored hover train nearby, transporting captured rebels to a central station before moving on to the prison. I'm sure Wedge is with them.
Luke, I'm reading a small convoy at Mark 49. I'm also scanning a lot of human life readings. It could be the prisoners.
That's not them. Follow the hover train.
What's it going to be, Commander? Lock F-foils in attack position.
Okay. Let's take out the convoy and a bunch of turrets first. Don't want to beat this mission all at once. Now, this is the only mission where the X-Wing can have an ion cannon. Now, the mission objective is to disable the train, not destroy it. And you know, they have firepower. The train has turrets, both laser and missile turrets. And even if you destroy it, those train cars that have turrets and laser and missile turrets, the mission is a failure. Oh, come on. They could have done better than that. There's a train.
There it is. Roku, use your ion cannon. We want to disable the train, not destroy it. Luke, I just did a long-range scan. Wedge is definitely on that train.
You're going down, stupid ATST.
Looks like this is working. R2, see what you can do back there.
Boy, am I getting my ass kicked. Yes. Come on. Oh, Jesus. But I destroyed it. If I go, you have to go. Somebody got to die. That's a song from the Notorious B.I.G. He was a damn good rapper, bro. Notorious B.I.G. That guy was a legend. Yeah, we all remember when he and Tupac started having... You know, he and Tupac used to be like bros, but then, after a while, they started having problems. Biggie and Tupac, which started this West Coast, East Coast feud, if you ask me. You know.
That was close. Rogue Squadron.
Close indeed.
Excellent work.
Boy, that TIE Interceptor was fast.
R2 says the train is completely shut down. Bring Wedge's X-Wing in.
Nice job, Skywalker. I'm beginning to see why they say you're the best.
Man, I thought I was the best. Wedge!
Good to hear from you, Antilles. How was the hover train?
Food was good, but the service was lousy.
So we're still going to be in Castle because right now we're going to have to rescue a few other rebels from the notorious prisons of Castle. And I've just been promoted to squad leader. Alright.
Now that Wedge is safe, help General Madine free other rebels from the notorious prisons of Kessel.
Thanks again, Rogues. I thought I was done for.
You're welcome, Wedge.
Listen, while I was on that train, I found out there are other rebels at the main prison facility. Crix Madine and his commanders will follow us in and get them out. Any idea what we're up against? Unknown.
Unknown indeed.
switching power.
You know, thinking of Kessel right now, I still remember that awesome scene in the movie Solo, A Star Wars Story, and also in The Force Awakens when Rey and Finn meet Han Solo. This is the Millennium Falcon! You're Han Solo! So this is a ship that beat the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs. 12 to 14. Gotta love Harrison Ford. He was born to play Han Solo. Gotcha.
We have a problem.
What's a problem?
Energy shield we can't get through. My guess is that they have some sort of generator nearby. Do you think you can help us out? You got it.
You know, despite the mixed reactions that the sequels get, I gotta say that Daisy Ridley did a phenomenal job as Rey. Yeah, and a lot of people still call her a Mary Sue because she uses the Force. She used the Force in The Force Awakens without any training of any kind. And Daisy Ridley doesn't know what says that she doesn't know what a Mary Sue is. Well, a Mary Sue is a character usually in fan fictions that a Mary Sue is a female character that is like inhumanly not wrong and like immensely strong, and she never has any flaws or doesn't even or never fails. That's inhuman because humans have their own failures and their defects. Now, the male counterpart of a Mary Sue is called a Gary Stew or a Marty Stew. Yeah, I know I've said this in the last clip of my playthrough, but a lot of people say that Luke is more of a Gary Stew than Rey being a Mary Sue. Because he lived with his uncle and aunt in Tatooine and then left shortly after what happened. Rescue complete indeed.
Rogue Squadron. Nadine and his commandos are heading to the next prison.
Okay, let's accelerate to the next prison. I gotta say that the German-based game developing company Factor 5 did a great and amazing job with this game. The designs, the X-Wing, all these other ships. Another bonus item, we found Seeker missiles. Yeah. Now, the Seeker missiles are upgrades for the missiles of the A-Wing.
Rebels located. We're on our way.
Now, mostly throughout the game, you're flying the X-Wing. In some missions, of course, in this game, you fly the A-Wing. And after beating a few missions, you get to repeat the missions again by flying in different ships, which is cool. Gotcha.
Rescue complete.
Rogue Squadron. Nadine and his commandos are heading to the next prison.
Yes. Woohoo! Taking enemies down so I can get a gold medal. Lots of enemies down. Time to destroy that missile turret before it gets to my ship. Destroy all the turrets in this mission, otherwise they'll destroy Kriegsmarine's rescue ship. Transport, sorry. Come on, come on. Yeah! Scratch one bogey, in the words of Falco from Star Fox. You know, Poe Dameron's Black Squadron reminds me a lot of Rogue Squadron in a certain way. Because look, both Rogue Squadron and Black Squadron are comprised of the most talented, gifted pilots in the galaxy. Rogue Squadron is led by Luke Skywalker and later led by Wedge Antilles. And Black Squadron is led by Poe Dameron. I gotta say that the X-Wing designs in The Force Awakens in the sequel trilogy were pretty awesome.
Rescue complete.
Although a lot faster than the original X-Wings. But still, I like the original X-Wings better. Okay, about Imperial officers betraying the Empire to join the Rebel Alliance, there's another one I remember. In Battlefront 2, Iden Versio, who was part of the Empire, but then, during a mission where civilians were killed on orders of the Empire, she betrays the Empire and then joins the Rebel Alliance. And one of her squad members, Commander Hask, played by Paul Blackthorne in the game, and voiced by him as well, has some kind of a personal vendetta for betraying against Iden Versio for betraying the Empire. Looks like Quinton Lance, father of Sarah Lance and Laurel Lance, ended up in the Star Wars universe and became an Imperial officer. And you know, come to think of it, Paul Blackthorne played the Earth X Quinton Lance, in which he was a Nazi officer. Well, he was cool as a villain, I gotta say. Paul Blackthorne. When I first saw the TV show Arrow, I didn't know he was British. Paul Blackthorne. Speaking of Arrow, I remember that one of my relatives went to New York Comic Con and met Stephen Amell. He told me that Stephen Amell was a really cool guy. Huh, I suppose.
We're all done here.
I guess. I don't know, to be honest. Okay, folks, so now that all the prisoners are rescued, it's time for me to wrap up this video. So this mission, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Chapter 2 of Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
Good work, Rogues. General Nadine, we'll buy your boys around when we get back to the fleet. You're on, Commander Skywalker. Good luck.
Well, now that you're leaving Kessel, I hope you guys beat the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. But that's not going to happen, of course. Later, gamers.